I told my brother I've been covering for him for 15 years and I'm done. The thing that finally did it was his daughter's school play. Mia is 8 and had the lead and had been talking about it for 6 weeks. My brother Danny had promised her he'd be there. I knew by 4 p.m. when he wasn't answering his phone exactly where he was and exactly what condition he was in. I'd known that feeling for 15 years, so I did what I always did. I called his wife Lauren and told her he was stuck at work and that I'd meet her there, so Mia had family in the audience. I sat in that school hall and watched an 8-year-old scan the seats before the curtain went up looking for her dad, and I felt something in me just give out completely. Danny has been drinking since he was 19, not casually. The kind where he loses days, where his phone goes silent for hours, where he turns up eventually with a story that almost makes sense. Our parents don't know the extent of it because I've been managing what they see for 15 years, covering shifts he missed, lending him money he said was for bills, telling Lauren he was with me when he wasn't. I told myself I was protecting him. I was protecting him the way you protect someone from every single consequence of their own behavior, which isn't protection at all. Danny showed up at Lauren's house the next morning full of apologies. Lauren called me to come over because she wanted us all to talk. I think she already knew more than she'd ever said out loud and was tired of not saying it. We sat in their kitchen, the three of us. Danny started explaining about work running over and his phone dying, and Lauren was nodding with this expression I recognized as someone who had nodded through this too many times. He looked at me the way he always did, that specific look that meant back me up. I looked back at him and didn't say anything for a moment. Then I told him I wasn't doing it anymore. He asked what I meant. I told him Lauren deserved to know that I'd been covering for him for 15 years and I was done. The kitchen went completely still. Lauren looked at me. Danny said my name once like a warning. I kept going. I told Lauren about the money, about the phone calls I'd intercepted from our parents when he was in no state to talk, about the night 4 years ago I'd driven 40 minutes to get him from a pub car park before Lauren came home from her night shift, about every time I'd smoothed something over and handed him a clean slate he hadn't earned. Danny told me to stop. I told him I'd stopped 15 years ago from saying any of this, and look where that had gotten his daughter. Lauren put both hands flat on the table. She asked Danny how much of what I was saying was true. He said I was exaggerating and that I'd always had a way of making things sound worse than they were. I put my phone on the table and showed her the bank transfers, 11 of them over 4 years. He stopped talking. Lauren asked us both to leave, not angrily, just quietly and with complete certainty, the way someone speaks when they've made a decision they've been putting off for a long time. Danny didn't speak to me in the driveway. He just got in his car and left. My parents called that evening because Lauren had rung them. My mom cried and asked why I hadn't told them sooner. I didn't have a good answer for that. My dad said he wished he'd known, and there was something in his voice that told me he'd suspected more than he'd ever let on. Danny texted me 2 days later, just 4 words. I can't believe you. I read it and put my phone down. I think about Mia scanning those seats and I pick it back up and put it down again. Now I'm stuck wondering if I'm the asshole.